but history has shown us that that's how they operate. And it's not the devs. It's the gatekeeping of information to the absolute last second. Like, we'll find out probably the day of, or at the most, we'll find a week out. That's my guess. I'm not trying to be negative, but that's just how it's been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, in the past it's been like that. I've always said to people, like, I don't think, and I think I saw someone comment as well, that they said like the advertisement or advertising of the game, the marketing of it hasn't been great, and I was like, I sort of agree with that. I don't think it's been huge, which is a little concerning. Like, at the end of the day, they're just bringing a game and bumping the graphics and optimization out. How sort of hard can that be? And of course, they're going to bring hot air balloons. So, what else is there to be excited about? Because we've waited. The people's argument, I think your argument as well, is we've waited from August, September time till now to essentially, as we know, basically get a game with just a graphics overhaul, an optimization, and an air vehicle.
And
And
not to
kind of like,
mention, not to beat a dead horse here, but like until we put pressure on them, I don't think they were going to say anything. We waited 6 months, and we were under the impression, rightfully so, because they said they're going to do monthly updates, and then they tapered off, and then they went silent. I get it
yeah,
because like they were kind of bound by stuff, but at the same token, like, was the plan to just not say anything and they go, surprise, 9 months later? You know what I mean? Like, what was the plan?
yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm asking.
I made a video of like, where is the new gen edition, and then literally a day after they were like, oh yeah, it's coming in the summer, and I was just like, Jesus. I really hope the whole putting the pressure on isn't something that's like entirely true, because I don't like being that sort of person that is like, we need to know, we need to know, we need to know, like, get everyone on their backs to bring some information out. I don't like doing that, but it seems as if it may have worked in the past.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to actively do that. I think we were speaking from, like, hey, we're players and we're kind of frustrated at this point because, I mean, we all love the game. I've been playing it for so long. I've been playing this since it came out for both PC and console side. So, yeah, we're saying something because we care about it. We're not trying to be contrarians. We're not trying to be negative Nancy's. We're trying to, you know,
Yeah.
we're trying to
Do
figure out what
you,
was going on, because we do care.
do you think they will announce the release date in the dev blog?
Here's what I'm thinking, right? Because, and you're right. I can't remember the guy's. What was the guy's name that you linked me? I want to make sure we give him credit.
Virtually cracked.
Virtually Cracked. He made a video talking about like the financials and stuff, and I think he's spot on, 100%.
Yeah.
And because of those relationships they have with those different studios, and yes, they're trying to. It's a business, obviously. It does make sense why they want to impress, and they want to make sure. Maybe that's why they're super quiet too, because they realize, like, look, any misstep that they have doing this Double 11, they could really poo-poo on any thing that's going on with Face Punch, because there's a lot of stuff happening there. They could be developing Rust too. We know they're developing, or at least they've, well, another studio's doing it, but like Rust Mobile's in development, Rust PC is actively in development, as it has been. So, like, if they're trying to impress their investors, it maybe makes sense why Double 11 was kind of like, hey guys, we need you to, like, say this stuff and this stuff only. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe they just got the impression of, like, hey, we need to be seen, not heard, kind of thing.
Yeah, it even backs your point when you were talking about it not being a Double 11 call to go to the new gen version. Clearly, there must have been a thing of this game is not doing good, like, and it is at the end of its life cycle in terms of optimization, so it needs to move. But the whole thing, the whole like ordeal of it all, when it went down in September time, was just really, really bad. And I'll always back the way the community handled it, because there was just no communication. And if this game wasn't Rust, then it would be dead. It would be gone.
100%. Yeah, this game is so good, even through cheating on PC. Like, we've had terrible, terrible waves of cheating on PC, but, like, this game is so good, it weathers all of it. And, in Rust Console Edition, for the same reason, it's still the same game, right, for the most part. Like, even though they went blank on us for, like, 7, 8 months, however long it was, And then
Mm.
and then there's been like no new fresh content. This would have killed any other game. You're 100% right. But because it's Rust, it will maintain, and it won't take them much to bring this back to life, to like not only its former glory, but I think much higher than it ever has been. And it literally won't take much. Just a little bit of communication and then consistent updates. I really think the monthly updates, even if the communication is trash, if the monthly updates are consistent and we don't have those barriers anymore, I don't think anything else is really going to matter. Like, it's going to be good, right? No matter what.
When do you think the content creator program stuff will get announced?
I don't want to be negative Nancy. I don't know. Let me think. Let me sort through this for a second in my head. I mean, I know you want the gut reaction? You want a well thought out answer?
Go for gut.
Gut? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my gut instinct. Knowing how the corporate world works, right? Or being exposed to it enough. I think whatever his check-in meetings are, he'll say things and do things. They'll be like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Here are our stats. This is how I justify my existence. Blah, 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 whatever, right? I think one of those things that were thrown in there was the creator program. I think beyond that, once the release happens, I don't think there'll be much thought put into the creator program. I hope I'm wrong. But here's why I say that. They've been talking about the creator program for like 4 years. And there's literally been nothing except a very poor NDA put out and try to be repackaged. And I was like, that's crazy. But then it's like, well, what technically is in there? Like, it's all downside and no upside. And I think those are empty promises kind of thrown in a meeting. I don't think there's much plan or execution on it. Again, I hope I'm wrong. But that's what it's been for the last 4 years. Literally, I have text messages or DMs saying, blah, 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 creator program, blah, 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 we'll do this. Hey, it's cool what offline TV is doing. We should do that. And I was like, yeah, what do you want me to do? Nothing. As soon as they were done with that release, nothing. So I think it's going to be a lot of that. I hate to say it, but I think that's where it's going to be. I think once this kind of blows over and things kind of go well again, I think they'll go silent again. I hope Rustzilla is different. I think he's the one kind of managing things, but he seems to be pretty beholden to whatever Pedro's doing. So if he's leading the show, I don't have a lot of confidence in it. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's facts, man. It's facts. You know, like, I hate to say it, but it's like that's what the action has been. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying if history is any indicator here, I don't think there's going to be much. Again, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. And the thing I've voiced as well is there's, of course we have a huge cheating problem on the game. There's also content creators that cheat. So how are Double 11 going to take on board creators? What's going to be the strategy and the plan behind it? Are they going to look into their content? Are they legit? I'm keen to see how that all works out. But
if it were Face Punch, I would say yes. If it were Double 11, I hate to say it, but I don't have a lot of confidence that they'll do it. I think beyond them, because remember, they're a port studio, not to diminish like what they do, but it's not their baby, it's not their IP, so I think much beyond anything giving Face Punch like the orders to do so, I don't think they'll do much beyond what they're asked to do. That's my gut. Yeah. I know that sounds terrible.
It's a love-hate relationship, but I'm more in love with the game than the sort of development behind it.
Well, and it's like, I think the developers have done a lot, considering the old gen has a limited resource pool, and Rust has expanded since they first took it on. And so, like, the fact that they're able to get this to run, Unity is a terrible engine for optimization. Terrible. On PC as well. Our load times are trash here, even if you have a fast machine. And it's like, they were able to pull off, and still are able to pull off, really amazing stuff. So it's like everybody gets lumped under this one tag called developers. I think the problem we mostly have is with communication, whoever's running that, and with the suits, whoever's calling the shots, because I think the suits squelch a lot of conversation that should be happening. I have not dealt with a community manager in the entertainment space or otherwise that is so close-lipped and has gatekept so much information, unless there's some kind of, for lack of a better term, gag order put down by the suits to say, hey, don't talk about this, putting the kibosh on it. So I don't know, like, I feel like they're failing the developers because everybody kind of like just poops on the developers and say, hey man, what's going on? And it's like, I think they're working hard. I have no doubt about that. It's just that
100%.
communication has been so poor. Like, honestly, it would have been like, hey, we're cooking something up different. You guys are going to really like this. That's all they had to say 2 months in after they knew the project was changed to the next-gen stuff, right? That's all they had to say. And we would have been like, okay, cool. Like, the content creators can take it from here. You know what I mean? Like, we'll figure it out. And it's like, if they would have said something like that, we would have figured it out. It would have been awesome. But it's like, you know, unless we said something, I think their plan was to just be quiet and not say anything. I also think their plan was to charge something. Because let's be real, dude. They, like, and again, this is the Suits call, right? Like, they were going to charge. They would have announced it the day of. As soon as they announced the next-gen version, they were like, hey, good news, it's going to be free. They never said that.
Why do you think they made it free?
I think it's free because there's not enough content for them to charge. And I think GTA 6 was giving them pressure, and I think it's awesome that it gave them just enough pressure to make a decision, and then they delayed it for a year. I was like, dude, that's a win for us.
Crazy.
That's a win for us. Because they can't take it back now. Good.
No.
That's a win for us, dude. For the player base, that's a massive win. Because, dude, that would have been such a kick in the yam bags to have to pay for it again. I would have, but, like, I get it, dude. Like, money's tight for a lot of people. Like, that's kind of asking a lot, considering we spend so much on skins and everything else. It's like, dude, you'll make your money back on skins. Like, you don't have to nickel and dime us. What are you, EA? Get out of my face.
Just put building skins in. That's like,
Yeah.
I think that's something they should do on launch of the game.
They'll make so
as a
much money.
release. I think one of your viewers asked the question, do you think we're waiting on a certification for PS5, then we will get a release date?
I think so.
I haven't seen anything for Xbox though.
They do it at the same time as far as I understand it, and if one bounces on either side, it'll hold both of them up. That's how it's been in the past. Now, that could have changed. I think this week and next week are the big dates to see if they've submitted. They're kind of ramping up as if they're ready to do a release, almost, like kind of on the fence.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell by how often they post. Like, things have kind of picked up a bit, so I think we're getting close. So if it's not at the end of the month, I think June's a big... As we've said many times before, because of that close date that's happening on PlayStation Store, which essentially means they can't make money, the new hopper, the new basket that collects money doesn't exist yet. They have to release it. So if they cut that off on the 29th of May, that means they can't make money on the PlayStation Store at the very least after the 29th. So why would they cut off their revenue supply? Why would they do that, right? So I think they're really pushing for it. Now, it could very easily bounce. It could very easily go into June. Maybe it's already slipped to June. We don't know because they don't tell us. But I think they're going to do it as soon as possible. If it's not the end of May, it's going to be sometime in June, and it's going to be as soon as possible. Because it doesn't make sense for them to cut off their revenue. Because, I mean, just look at the way they've operated in the past. It makes the most sense that that's how they would run it. I don't think cars will be in the initial release. I kind of hope they will be. But
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so
With
either.
the map not being big.
Yeah, because I think if cars were in, they would have charged, honestly. It would have been pretty skimpy for a charge, but still. I think if they had something major like that, they would have been like, hey, guess what? It's $15. It's $20.
He said, regarding this, what we actually have planned is a gameplay video. It won't be a teaser or a trailer. Just a straightforward look at the next-gen version's gameplay.
Gameplay's fine. I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be super fancy.
I think it's just going to show all the things that come into the game, personally. They've got to sell it.
Yeah. Well, they don't,
Definitely
because
got
it's
to.
free.
Yeah.
They don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it
sure.
changes everything. I'm so glad they didn't announce the pushback on GTA 6 until they made a decision on this game to make it free. I think that was a huge factor. I don't know. I mean, we could be completely off base here, but that's the gist. That's the feeling I'm getting, is that you know, they felt the pressure to some degree, because if you're in the gaming space, you have to know about GTA 6. And I think I think the community just talking about it, the creators helping amplify that message that the player base was unhappy, I think helped push them to a decision to talk about it earlier, which I think is good. And I think because there was all this pressure, industry pressure, around the fourth quarter of 2025, I think a lot of people were making decisions based off that. And luckily, we got ours for free, which honestly takes a lot of pressure off and gets it in our hands. Because I think most of us just want to play it while it's being developed at this point. Get it stable, and let's start playing it. Because, dude, it's been how many months until we played something new? right?
It's
Like
been a long time.
a long time. Yeah, so I'm excited to hear some information. My expectations are set for more like June-ish, although I'm secretly hoping for the May, because we know that's like our first gate to cross. But I personally think most of the stuff that we've seen that they previewed, there might be like a sneak attack of something new before they release, but I'm kind of expecting just maybe zip lines, definitely hot air balloons, all the content we currently have, and then hopefully a stable product, and I'll be happy. It's like, okay, and then give us like building skins or something. You know what I mean? Please.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
And
Building
then-
skins would be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. And I think we'll find out in the next week or so if certification's been passed, because I think they'll start to ramp up that communication even more. And then the deadline's at the end of the month, right? I think we'll hear something then, or probably before then if we actually have like a date. But and I'll have to wait and see. Either way, it's close.